if this Supreme Court rules against marriage, all hell is going to break loose. In fact, I'm a signatory of a document that basically says you can rule any way you want to, but we're going to stand for marriage even if it takes civil disobedience.
All right, there you go. That was Tom DeLay on June 4th, I believe, and now on June 29th, former U.S. House Majority Leader, former Congressman from the great state of Texas, Tom DeLay. So, Congressman,
Yes.
the court did it, and is all hell going to break loose?
All hell is breaking loose. I mean, just right here in Texas, our Attorney General, Kim Paxton, has written an Attorney General's opinion directing our county clerks that issue marriage licenses that they don't have to issue marriage licenses if it conflicts with their religious beliefs. That's just the beginning. And there's that are doing things already in just the last few days all over this country, letting their elected officials know that they are upset with this, that the Supreme Court is out of control, that we are in a constitutional crisis. You know, Steve, we're really in a constitutional crisis. We have a president that totally disregards the Constitution, steps all over it. We have a Supreme Court that in not just these two decisions, but in multiple decisions, the John Roberts Court has 6 justices now that believe that the Constitution is a living document and whatever they say goes. And we have a Congress, a Republican Congress, that doesn't even understand the Constitution and the fact that they have the most power and can stand up and stop the other 2 branches. We're in serious trouble.
We are in serious trouble, and you know it's not only stopping there. I mean, they're not even pretending to stop here. They're going forward. They're talking. There's articles being written about and op-eds being written about how now polygamy is next. But also, perhaps worse of all, is that they're talking about if you are a religious objector, quote unquote, then shame on you, because that's the same logic used by people when they didn't want blacks to marry whites, and you know, or you're a bigot, you're indicted already, and they're moving towards that direction, which you know what it's going to lead to. The discussion, like the Solicitor General said when asked by, I believe it was Samuel Alito, and during the oral arguments on this case, what happens to the tax-exempt status of religious institutions that, if we rule in your favor, he said, preach marriage is still between a man and a woman. Are you going to go after their tax-exempt status? And the Solicitor General said that's a conversation we will need to have.
Well, we've already found a secret memo coming out of the Justice Department. They're now going to go after 12 new perversions, things like bestiality, polygamy, having sex with little boys and making that legal, and not only that, but they have a whole list of strategies to go after the churches, the pastors, and any businesses that tries to assert their religious liberty. This is coming, and it's coming like a tidal wave.
All right, so Congress, I just want to get this straight. So you are aware of a Justice Department memo that says there will be an effort to legitimize or legalize bestiality, pedophilia, and, as you put it, perversions?
That's correct. That's correct. They're coming down with 12 new perversions. The LGBT just isn't is only the beginning. They're going to start expanding it to the other perversions.
All right. Well, you know, nothing anymore would surprise me. Absolutely nothing would surprise me. Let's talk a little bit about the political landscape and Chris Christie announcing today. And if you noticed in his speech, he made it perfectly clear that Republicans are just as much to blame in Washington as Democrats, because they won't compromise, because compromise is a dirty word. How do you compromise with a radical left-wing bunch of, you know, ideologues who want to destroy this country as we've known it? How do you compromise with them, and what's Christie up to?
Listen, the Republicans have been compromising with the Democrats since the 1980s, and this whole progressivism started. And every time the Republicans have compromised, the Democrats and the left have won, because they always get something that they didn't have before. So this whole notion, I mean, Christie is just going back to yesteryear, where, you know, this whole thing about, well, we just got to get along, we got to come together. No, we need to stand on what we believe in and stand on principle, and fight for what we believe in. Compromise is depends on your definition. Compromise comes when you might give the Democrats a little bit of something in order to get a lot of what you want.
Yeah, well, and but this isn't new for Christie, because he monopolized his whole speech in the convention at the keynote speech, talking about himself and again blaming both sides, and he did it at the Reagan Library months before that. So I don't know how he thinks he's going to gain the votes of Republican primary voters doing that, but that's his strategy.
Well, it's a dumb strategy, I got to tell you, because what you're doing is making enemies of every congressional district that's Republican, every state legislative and state Senate district that's Republican. And if you've got those elected officials who are very well regarded in their own district, they're mouthing you because you're bad-mouthing them, you're not going to go very far.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, Congressman, have a very safe and wonderful July 4th weekend, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.
All right, be safe.
Take care. You too. Tom DeLay, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, it's the Malzberg panel. But first, Newsmax wants to send one lucky couple on a 7-day Silver Sea cruise to the Caribbean this winter. And this luxury cruise aboard the Silver Wind is the trip of a lifetime. To win, though, you have to obviously be proactive and enter. You need to go to newsmax.com/sweepstakes. That's newsmax.com/sweepstakes. Enter now, and good luck. There's Tom DeLay writing down the address. We'll come back.